Bryant with Cajun Cardboard, coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. What are basketball wax prices doing over the last 6 months? We know what they've done over the last 2 years. If you don't know, spoiler alert, it's been a disaster. They have followed a trend similar to, and in some cases worse than, the average basketball card over the last 2 years. So I don't want to dwell on that. I think we're in that time where we're starting to find the floor for cards and wax. So I'm going to take a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the most iconic basketball wax, sealed wax hobby boxes of all time. And so without any delay, let's get cranking. I've got Card Ladder pulled up, and one of the beautiful things about Card Ladder is that you can search wax prices and you can find data points for wax. And so I'll show you what I've chosen. I've chosen 1980 Topps basketball, 1986 Fleer basketball, 1996 Topps Chrome basketball, 2003 Topps Chrome basketball, 2012 Prism basketball, and 2018 Prism basketball for all of you new entrants into the hobby that came in sometime in the last 5-6 years. You probably care about 2018 Prism hobby basketball boxes. So without any delay, let's just take a look chronologically and kind of go through them. One would think that the older the product, the better they would have performed over, the last 2 years and the last 6 months. I do want to let you know all of them are down anywhere from 65 to 80% over the last 2 years. So let's get the bad news out of the way from the jump. But let's take a look at 1980 Topps basketball. Of course, this product is crucial because it was the appearance of the Magic Bird Dr. J scoring leader card, which is one of the most iconic cards in the history of the hobby. And this is what the box looks like, by the way, if you need to know what it looks like. Again, this is a BWCC authenticated boxes we're looking at, right? And I know they went through a little stage there where there was some uncertainty of exactly how much credibility that BWCC seal adds to it. I think the hobby has kind of concluded that it definitely helps, but it is not utterly conclusive that it is an authentic box. But we're talking about BWCC authenticated sealed wax here as well. So this is what the 1980 Topps box has done. This is the 3-part cards, as you can see on here, and they've even showed you little kids, like me. I was 6 years old at the time. It shows the cards being perforated into pieces, and that's of course what I did with mine because 3 was better than 1, or at least I thought so at the time. I know for a fact that I probably perforated numerous Bird and Magic rookie cards. Yes, that is a fact because I bought these damn packs every day after my t-ball games and basketball games and whatever. But this is what the box has done. This chart's a little bit misleading. It says down 27.78% over the last 6 months, but I'm telling you guys, that's a little bit misleading because the lowest data point was actually February 8th, about 3 weeks ago, and it went all the way down to 15,600. If we look at view all sales, that occurred on Golden. The sale before that was 24. Things were looking really optimistic. In fact, if you look at it, it was, and I'm just going to scream through this, 21, 6, 18, 20, 18, 24, 17, 23, 17, 20, 19, 21, 24, and then it dipped all the way down to 15.6 is the lowest out of the last 18 sales. That didn't make a lot of sense. Maybe it's a one-off. We can't really conclude too much from looking just simply at the red number down 27% because that is just starting from here and ending here. It's ignoring everything that's in between, which looks to me like a very, and again, there's some undulations in the graph that you're looking at, but it looks really steady. So I think 1980 Topps basketball boxes look relatively steady over the last 6 months. This last one, to me, seems to be an aberration, an anomaly, and an outlier. I don't know. We will see when the next one sells. So keep an eye on that. Let's move chronologically to the next one. What I think is the greatest set of all time. We've got the 1986 Fleer basketball box, and you're talking about a monster box right here, right? These are extremely valuable. 6 months only gives us 2 data points. We have a $120,000 sale in September, and then we have a $102,000 sale just before Christmas. Let's just zoom out a little bit to get a little bit more. This one definitely does look like it's on a downward trend, and let me tell you why, and I'll show you. Because it was probably on the most upward trend. One of these boxes once sold for over $250,000. It hit again in 2021, over $300,000. So this one rose so much when we went into that first quarter 2021 bubble that it was only natural for it to fall the most. And we keep seeing that trend. So I think that has a lot to do with what we're seeing on 1986 Fleer boxes. Whatever rises the most usually falls the most. We saw that with LeBron cards. We saw it with Kobe cards. We saw it with Steph Curry cards. We're seeing that kind of thing, even with some Jordan cards like the 86 Fleer. PSA 10, it rose the most, and it was like the talk of the hobby, and therefore it's come down the most. But I think that's kind of what we're seeing with this kind of grail hobby box that's out there, the 1986 Fleer box. And again, that's what the box looks like. Could have had these things for about $12 to $15 per box back at the 1987 National. There was distributors rolling around flatbed dollies with boxes upon boxes, and they could not give them away because everybody wanted Jose Canseco's Donruss rookie card or Fleer rookie card. But down 57% over the last year. Over the last 6 months, again, we only have 2 sales, 120 and 102. Not a bad result for a box that used to be $10. That's 86 Fleer. Hard to tell, not enough data points there. 96 Chrome, we got a few more data points, but still not very many. And we've got some wild price swings. In September, it was 24. It dropped to half of that in the same month. That doesn't make sense. From 9/10 to 9/30, 20 days later, someone bought it for half the price. Then the next one jumped up 4,000, and then the next one in November jumped up to 25,000. If I'm missing something, I'm not a sealed basketball wax box collector here, and we can look at the sales and look at the condition of the boxes. These are not BBCE certified. Maybe some of the ones that were for a high number are, and maybe some of the ones that were a low number were not. I don't know. I haven't looked close enough at the boxes, and don't have time in this video. I'm trying to keep this relatively short. So these undulations in prices, again, there may be more information. Who's selling it? Are they overseas? Do they have a bad eBay rating? Do they have a low number of transactions? Did they sell it in a private sale? Did they sell it on Golden, on PWCC, on Heritage, on Weekly, on Premier? Did they sell it on eBay? Was it an auction? Was it fixed price? All of these things factor in. Was it BBCE certified? Certainly will factor in. But these sealed boxes, it doesn't look like they're designated as specifically BBCE certified like the 86 Fleer was and the 1980 was. So some of these may go for lower because it's a what is perceived to maybe be a disreputable seller. I don't know. You guys will have to do that research. But one thing I do know is it started at 24,000 in September. One of them just sold in February for 24,600. That's actually a gain, okay? And again, that's just data point to data point. There's a lot of craziness in between. If you ask me, these look to be relatively stable. And I don't mean stable as in we've got a median price, but I don't think these are noticeably dropping or noticeably rising. If we look at it over the last year, same kind of thing. It's actually up. So these seem to have weathered the storm over the last 2 years, probably better than the other boxes. There's the ugly one, right? Somebody bought one for 56. This is where most of the ugliness took place for sealed wax, was in the not last year, but the year before, right? Getting into 2022. So that's what we've got there. Again, there's your data points for 6 months on the 96 Chrome. Of course, that box is super relevant because of, the Kobe Chrome Refractor, the Kobe Chrome Base Rookie. Just generally speaking, the 96 rookie class was preposterous with Nash and Kobe and Iverson and Ray Allen, and who am I forgetting? Some more players, I think, is a really amazing rookie class. Then we look at the 2003 Topps Chrome. Of course, we're talking about LeBron, Wade, Melo, and Bosch, amongst others, TJ Ford. Here's what that box has done over the last 6 months. Again, 11 data points, so a few more sales over the last 6 months. The box started at 12,600. It's been pretty steady, finishing here at 12,600. One outlier here where somebody paid an exorbitant price for some reason. Let's go see why. I don't know if we can figure it out. It sold on Heritage. So the box was, the last 3 sales have been 12.6, 11.7, 11.1. That looks like an upward trend to me just in February. But the one before that was late January for 20,000. Maybe somebody saw the 20 and thought, hey, these things may be running, and then they picked up these last 3. I don't know. Again, you guys can digest that data and come to your own conclusions, but it looks to me like the 2003 Topps Chrome basketball hobby box has been pretty steady over the last 6 months. Again, 2 years, not so steady. 2012 Prism basketball basketball double draft class, right? We're talking about Beal, Butler, Kyrie, Anthony Davis, Chris Middleton, Damian Lillard, Kawhi Leonard. We can go through all of that stuff. An incredible bevy of draft products in the 2012 Prism basketball hobby. Those rookie cards are fantastic. Of course, cards 1 through 150 in this set are the veterans. Cards number 151 through 200 are legends, right? So 50 legends cards. And then cards 201 through 300 is 100 different rookie cards. Many of them are irrelevant completely to this day, but many of them are pretty damn big-time players, and it is loaded with Hall of Fame rookie cards. That is why I chose to collect this set in PSA 10. But this is what those boxes have done. Again, remember, these ran really freaking hot leading into the hobby bubble, and since then have come way back down. Over the last 6 months, these have come way down. So 8,200, 9,000, and then they've come all the way down here. The last one was a rise, and so it went from 4,440 all the way up to 6,000. If we look at it 2 years ago, somebody paid $18,000 for a box. If we look at it all time, like I said, these boxes really did go bananas, as high as almost $19,000 back in the very end of that first quarter of 2021. Look at how simple these boxes were: $100, $200, $300, even $400 as recently as 2018. So you can't really be crying to yourself if you invested in these back in 2018 at $400 when the most recent one sold for $6,000. I mean, that's pretty impressive. A 7,000% growth rate all time. Again, what goes up must come down. That's what's happening if we look at the last 6 months. Not the end of the world. The last, 5, 6, 7 look to be okay. Again, we did get a little bit hot here in October of 2022 for some reason. And again, that's not BBCE certified either. So next, we've got the 2018 Prism Basketball Hobby Box sealed as well. And this one is going to appeal and call to the ultra modern collector. These I'm guessing are going to have done pretty poorly over the last 2 years, but maybe I'm wrong. It's actually performed the best. There's been more sales of these than anything because there's more boxes of these out there available than there are the boxes that I mentioned on prior in this video. So 61 sales over the last 2 years, down 49%. If we look at it over the last year, down 35%. If we look at it over the last 6 months, down 23%. In this one, we've got enough data points. We can look at 3 months, and there's some good news, right? So again, we know 2018 was printed out the ass, but there's only so many sealed boxes out there. People were busting these things, trying to pull those Doncic silver prisms, of course, the Trae Young silver prisms, the Anthony Simons silver prisms, and the gold prisms, and the black one-of-ones, and everything else that goes with it. And so up 14% over the last 3 months. Again, only 5 sales for an average of 3,300 with a high of 38 and a low of 2880. But this box seems to be doing pretty damn good over the last 3 months, to be quite honest with you. When we look at some of these other ones over the last 3 months, if we look at this 2012 Prism box, down a little bit, 13%. I don't think we're going to have enough data points for a lot of these other ones. Not too bad. There you go. The 2003 Topps Chrome over the last 3 months has increased 27.83%. Or have we seen the floor? I guess that's my question for you guys. Have we seen the floor for sealed wax, for iconic sealed wax, I should say? I'm not talking about Chronicles from 2019 and crap like that, but have we seen the floor for this iconic sealed wax? And then look, this would have been great except for this last sale, which doesn't make a lot of sense, on February 8th on Golden, where this thing just tanked. So somebody knew something about that. Maybe there was something wrong with it, but somebody really stole that because it was running up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, and then it dropped all the way to 15.6. So anyway, that's it. That's the video. Not really much to conclude. I think just like cards, we're trying to find the floor for sealed hobby boxes. If you guys like videos like this where I go back and look at historic prices, current prices, where they may be going, I rarely tell anybody what to do, but if you like videos where we look at the prices of cards and what they're worth and what they could be worth and why, then hit the subscribe button. Do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. I do tons of this on my channel. Oftentimes I make videos from a collector perspective, but about 50% of the time I make videos from an investor perspective because I think it's, the price of cards and sealed wax is important to collectors just as much as it is investors, because as collectors, we are also trying to grow our collection as large as we can, as quick as we can, as cost effectively as we can. I mean, just because you want a card as a collector doesn't mean you want to pay more for it than an investor would who was looking to buy the card and flip it 2 weeks later. We all need to care about prices and what cards are worth, were worth, and are going to be worth. So if you like videos like this, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button if you've watched this far in the video especially. So that's it, guys. Just 6 different pieces of sealed hobby wax. I don't own any of these boxes sealed, to be quite honest with you. I've never been a big sealed wax collector because I simply can't keep the damn thing sealed. I like to open it too much. So let me know if you're the same way as me, or if you've got the balls and the kind of steadfastness to sit on your sealed wax like a mother hen sits on an egg and just let it nurture it and let it grow. I would if I had an 86 Fleer box. I don't know. It would be burning a hole in my pocket. I can't imagine sitting on an 86 Fleer box, a 2012 Prism box, even a 2018 Prism box. I bought 3 cases of 2018 Prism. That's how cheap it was back in 2018, and I ripped all 3 cases. I even bought one with the intention of holding it forever. I ripped the damn thing. So I don't have what it takes to buy and hold and sit on sealed wax, but maybe you do. Let me know in the comments what you think about sealed wax as a future investment, where it's going, where it's been. Have we seen the worst of times? Have we hit the floor and started to go back up? That's kind of what I think I'm seeing, which is similar to what I'm seeing with most of the cards that I'm interested in that I talk about on the show. So thank you guys for watching. As always, again, subscribe, like, hit the bell icon for notifications for more videos like this. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.